Right then, welcome back to the channel. We had a big old long live last night. Cheers to everyone that come and hung out with us while we're doing that. This one won't be that long. We're just going to have a quick look at what is going on with the managerial situation. And then I'm out of here, making my plans and arrangements for going to Germany this weekend for the start of the Euros. I was planning on being there for the entire thing. Looks like I'm going to fly in and out probably like half a dozen times, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. It does also mean that I am around for pre-season for both Paddock and for then United on the tour as well, although I'm missing the last game against Liverpool because our season starts that day and, well, I'm coming back for that. So what is going on with Manchester United then? You've got the manager situation being an absolute massive, massive drama and a massive issue for us at the moment, and probably the biggest thing hanging over us. Like, it doesn't feel like you can progress with any targets in terms of transfers. Yes, you can make sales, I would think, especially for most of the ones that are selling. It's not that they're just maybe not in this manager's plans. They're plain and simple not good enough, and it's time to move them on. So I think anybody could make those sales. But in terms of the bringing a manager in or deciding what's going on with Erik ten Hag, that's hanging over us. And I don't know if there's a few things at play here. You got twerps like that Jacob Steinberg who piped up again with the Manu stuff the other day, but you got him. He basically created this shitstorm, saying Ten Hag's going regardless of whether United win or lose in the FA Cup. So thanks to that footwit, we had all of the preparation ahead of the FA Cup kind of spoiled a little bit over that. And then since then, like, you've not really been able to fully just like bask in the glory of being the clearly the best team in the world. We've had to like deal with this nonsense like every day. Like, I've met quite a lot of United fans over the last couple of weeks, both in D-Day and at the trial that we had at the weekend, that people want to come up and have a chat and say, and the first thing out of anyone's mouth, it isn't, oh my God, what a goal, Manu's goal in the FA Cup final, or you're looking forward to next season, who do you think we're going to get? No one's asked me that. Everyone's gone, what the fuck's going on with Ten Hag? Isn't that wrong? Feels wrong to me. I hate manager speculation. It pisses me off beyond belief. Yet here we are. So Graham Bailey has said that Sir Alex Ferguson is pressing for Pochettino to be the new United manager. Fuck. That's almost as bad as whoever the twerp is inside INEOS that's got a fucking a framed picture of Gareth Southgate in his waistcoat that is, keeps throwing his name into the hat every discussion, supposedly. And that United have also been in contact with De Zerbi's camp. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I heard that De Zerbi was leaving Brighton and there was a bit of a for who he was going to next, and then you look at the places that were available, you kind of go, And so musical chairs have sort of been sat on. De Zerbi to United, I think, looks quite likely. And he's far more preferential than Pochettino or Southgate. I don't think he's necessarily more preferential than keeping older Ten Hag, but I think compared to some of the other options available, and seemingly we've been pied by Thomas Tuchel. And Thomas Tuchel is correct and the reporting is correct in saying that he wants a year off, then it ain't going to be Thomas Tuchel, and that tells me that they were planning on sacking Erik ten Hag if Tuchel would have been up for taking over the job right now. So what the fuck is going on? Now, some people think, and they might be correct in this, nothing's going on. And that Ten Hag's going to be here next season, and that's that. But I feel like, even if you're not necessarily going to demand that United make a statement based on speculation from the media, I think there's been that much speculation and that much bullshit in the media. I feel like United have to make a statement. I don't think United can get away with just ignoring this and saying, oh, the guy's got a contract. I think that something has to be done here. I think they have to come out and clarify the situation one way or another. Sky are saying that Ten Hag is aware of reports United have been in contact with other managers. He's always wanted to stay at United, but he's realistic when it comes to expectations around his future. He's proud of winning 2 trophies in 2 years, and given time, he's confident United's league form would improve under him. He will continue working as a manager come what may. United are expected to make a decision on the future of Ten Hag this week, which has been the case for 2 weeks, supposedly. I would find it hard to believe that Ten Hag hasn't got on the blower and gone, what's going on? And I would assume if he's been given the bullet, I don't think he allows stories like this to leak unless there's another play at play. Mark Kenny says, Steve, why would they buy out De Zerbi's contract and then speak to other managers? I don't have the answer to that. I also don't have the answer to whether or not that's true or the fact that we were pied by Thomas Tuchel. It could all be a blag. And it could all just be made up because no one comes out and speaks on speculation, or very rarely do they come out and speak on speculation. So a lot of newspapers and fucking liars just get away with just saying a load of all wibble, don't they? Romano says, in the next days, the next hours, we expect United to make a decision on Ten Hag. You know, loads of people have been throwing out all over Twitter. Breaking news, United will or will not make a decision on Ten Hag, who will definitely be going or potentially staying. Seemingly Southgate is sure one of the managers that they know well. This is what Romano's saying. They have a human relationship before MUFC. People at INEOS had a good relationship with Southgate at the moment, not aware of anything concrete. No meetings have taken place with Poch or De Zerbi as of yet. It's just a shit show. JB says he's still our manager. He's relaxed and he's on holiday and come back sharpish. I think things will start rolling now. Our new signings. He'll be back to work with a new team planning. Yeah. Miles says, if I don't hear Mitten or The Athletic or Ornstein say it, I take it as conjecture for sure. Yeah, I would agree on that. I just get the vibe that the longer this goes on, I don't actually think it's better for Ten Hag. I think the longer this goes on, the more I think that they're finding ways to get him sacked. Seth says the whole shit show is beyond reality. There's a little bit of that, yeah. Mark says, Steve, I think De Zerbi is city-bound. Scott says, I said it's good to meet with other managers and get a list together for the future. This might be what they're doing. Ten Hag will stay here for next season. Could they not say that, though? Could they not be meeting those managers, but also saying to everyone that Ten Hag is safe? Paul says Brailsford and Ashworth rating Southgate is concerning. It fucking is concerning. James Barry says, what's for tea? So Tesco have got these things called chicken escalopes, and they're like flavoured, and I had the Cajun chicken one with some sticky rice. That's what I had for tea tonight. What are you all having for tea? And it is tea, by the way. None of you fucking southern lot talking about dinner or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's tea. Breakfast, dinner, tea. Them's the rules. Chima says, I hate to say this, but the Glazers are better than this group of clowns. Well, is it you hate to say it because it's a load of old wibble? Because honestly, they've not even been here a window yet. So how about fucking relax? Notches on steak. Canal someone's doing all right. Joel says, haven't seen yesterday's full video yet. It was a long one. Apologies. Sort of. Stephen says, announcement the day after England get knocked out. Ugh. Imagine. Like, I feel like I'm pretty level-headed, right? But I could easily see myself having a fucking meltdown at us bringing Gareth Southgate in. Because there's not one redeeming factor of him as a coach. Not one. Literally zero. I can make a case for bringing in fucking Steven Gerrard before I could make a case for bringing in Gareth Southgate. It's absolutely ridiculous. Liam says he's on some sort of pasta after football training. Miles is on kofta and a salad. Anthony Jarvis says chicken roast on a Monday, lol. Ian says breakfast, lunch and dinner. You have a cup of tea, you don't eat it. It's not a cup of tea. This is where people fuck it up. It's nothing to do with the drink. It's tea. Anyone but Southgate, says King Fire. AJ says, loved last night's video. How cool was it that we got a shout out for, it was Connor, I think, wasn't it? Who's just named his daughter Evra. Fair play. And we got a shout out off Paddy Evra off it as well. Fantastic. Daniel's on a fry up. Would I have Klopp? You can't have him now, he's been at Liverpool. Chicken Fajita says T2. Witterbird says chicken, Kievs, and a salad. J5 is on Spag Ball. Good morning from Vancouver. What's breakfast in Vancouver? Am I right in thinking Vancouver's an island as well? Because that's something that I didn't know too long ago. Vertigo says, I'm with you, breakfast, dinner, and tea. My girlfriend says breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just fuck her off now, it's never going to work. Shay says, you eat tea and then drink a brew. Correct. John says, chunky fish fingers and hash browns for tea. Nice. Dan says, breakfast, dinner, and tea up north. Correct. Breakfast, dinner, supper in the area of the States I grew up in. Right, you can't just go fucking freestyle and have your own rules, man. Steak pie and roasted, says joking. Ham and veg omelette with salad. Ugh. Egg omelette. Ugh. AJ says McKenna with Ollie as assistant. Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? Lambert says pizza ordered. Would have Keane and Ollie double team. Would I have Keane and Ollie of a double team? Be a mad one, that, wouldn't it? Notch says, when Paddock make Wembley, do what the Southern softies do. So, it is absolutely an ambition. I've got to get to the counties, right? But it's absolutely an ambition to take Paddock to Wembley because, of course, it's fucking Wembley, right? And it's doable in the Vars. Like, Parker, my assistant manager, has played in the Vars final twice for Glossop when they got there. And that was both at Wembley. I think they had like 12, 15,000 watching them. I don't know if it's a good idea to have it in Wembley. Is there not like a smaller stadium? Even like the new White Hart Lane or the Emirates would be better, wouldn't it? Wembley is so big that the bottom level non-league teams, they just got zero chance of filling it, have they? And I think stadiums always look better when they're full. City fans, you've got no talking about this, but stadiums just look better when they're full. It's top and bottom of that for me. AJ says, Mrs. just started a new job at a sushi place, hoping for some freebies for dinner. The first time I had sushi was in Bulgaria, which I don't think is the sushi capital of the world. And I was with a load of people where I kind of just had to be like, right, I'm eating this. Can't be like, fussy eat a stee. Just got to fucking stick it in the face, Anna. Sav says, Keane and Aldi would be incredible buddy cop film. And they're clearly good mates, aren't they? Danny says, no way INEOS aren't aware of fan opinion and don't know there would be Super League disdain for a Southgate appointment. Ooh. It probably wouldn't be quite Super League levels, but there would be discontent, I think it would be fair to say, amongst the fans. Liam says, somewhere like a Molineux, Ashton Gate, St James's Park, Carrow Road, just anywhere, man, innit? Lambert says, Steve, for Paddock's youth teams, have you tried getting a play on the pitch tournament for Old Trafford? Our local teams all play at Ellen Road, age 12, and I will obviously begin looking into it now we have our teams. Jace Parker's in the chat. Good evening. 30s Gamer says, stop talking about food, I'm starving. Sanu says, since everyone's jumping ship from City, maybe they're waiting to check if Pep is available. Pep would relegate us. Pep, I think, has shown that he's got one way of playing, and with the right players, it's hella effective. But could Pep have done what Roy Hodgson did at Crystal Palace? Because I don't think he could. But could Roy Hodgson have done what Pep did? Obviously not. Different, isn't it? Seth says, I wonder how much Carrick and McKenna had an impact on Ollie. We'll never know. We'll never know. And those both pushed out into their own careers now, so you'll never get a chance to see that with them, will you? Anyway, last night we were talking about pushing out this Bosch. That's the new Paddock home shirt. I'll show you again. It's red and black. We've gone with red and black, and it's different. And it's still sort of pushing out in our own direction. It's got a great quote from Alan Turing on the arm. It's called the Code Breaker, and it's heavily inspired by him. And it was voted by the fans because I believe in democracy. So much so that tonight we are having a vote on our away kit. It could be a green and gold. It could be another one. It is extremely tight. At the last check, let me just have a quick look. So if you're a member of Paddock, go check your emails because you'd have been sent that. One has pulled away a little bit now. There now is a 1.5% gap. It was even Stevens earlier. It is close. A little bit surprised with how close it is, to be honest. I thought it'd be a bit of a tap in for the green and gold, but it hasn't been the case. So if you want to get involved in being Democratic Football Club, then check your emails, or if you're not a member, go and have a look. But there is a link in the description. So if you would like to get involved, there is a pre-order. The reason we're doing a pre-order is for the last 2 weeks, me and Janine have basically been poring over what we've sold previously for kits, trying to figure out exactly how we are going to come to how many we have to order. The kit order costs tens of thousands when we sell in the sort of numbers that we do. So it's a massive, massive risk to the football club. And we just wanted to get it right because at times that we've not ordered certain sizes or we've ordered too few of those sizes, and we just thought, at least for our members, we want to make sure that everybody who wants a shirt, at least in that first batch, is going to get a shirt in that first batch. So we're only doing the pre-order once, and the real big sizes like 4XL upwards, we're only doing those on a pre-order, and the kid sizes probably only be on a pre-order. So if you want to get any of those sizes, now is the time to do it. If you're a medium or a large, you can probably just gamble and get one on the day. But if you're interested in getting one and you want one for the last week of July when they will go live, then you need to get involved in the pre-order because that's when they'll be getting posted out. So we pushed the pre-order live a couple of hours ago. Everyone that's a member should have been able to go check it out. But if you head over to the Paddock shop at the moment, it's the only thing that's on there, and if you want to get involved, then more than welcome for doing so. The pre-order's only live for a week because that's when we have to put our order in, and then they'll ship end of July. But yeah, if you've got a funky size and you want to make sure, get a pre-order in. If you want it for the last week of July, get a pre-order in. Otherwise, if you can sit on it, just wait and just see how it goes down. Akash says, why is Fergie still choosing managers for United? Well, I think just out of pure respect, you've got to have a little bit in there for him, haven't you? Wayne says, placed my pre-order for the new shirt this afternoon. Delivery address is wrong. Emailed hello to point this out, but I haven't heard back. It's me that man's the hello one, so I haven't had a chance to look at it just yet. But you've got plenty of time anyway, because like 5 or 6 weeks before they'll be getting posted out, so it's one of those. Akash says, I'll be buying my first Paddock jersey this year. Paul Lucas says, I want to shout out Nani. What a man, what a player. Yeah, I've seen that he's been doing bits in that 7v7 tournament. David says, oh, thanks for the reminder. Need to go vote on that. Ratchet says, super cool jersey. John Vaughan-Locker says, great concept. AJ says, Codebreaker inspired by Chris Jericho. Don't lie. The reference is lost on me. Apologies. What pattern will the shorts and socks be, says NT. So there's going to be a very much flamenco vibe to this. The Brazilian football team, not the Pink Bird. We're going with white shorts for 3G pitches and black for grass, just because of grass stains. But the socks will be our traditional black with a red fold over. Jay says, honestly can't believe these lot are even considering Southgate. Backlash would be something else. Would be a madness. Tyler says, evening, stay up you well. Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? John says, up the Paddock. Fucking brilliant shirt. Just pre-ordered it, says David. There's been a lot of pre-orders in. I think we're nearly at 100 pre-orders so far, which is about normal for day one, actually. Hope to sell around about 1,000 of each shirt. That's what we generally... That's the upper echelon of what we do, actually, rather than generally what we do. But it's like the upper echelon of what we kind of do. But if you want one, like I said, the link for it will be in the description. Or if you just head over to the finger, it's out there now. I might even take a couple with me to the States. No, I won't, because I won't get them in time. It's one of those, isn't it? Ant says, I want to praise INEOS for changing the entire top-end structure of the club in 6 months and then not making a knee-jerk decision on the manager. It's the exact opposite of the Glazers. You've got to get this decision correct, though, with Erik ten Hag, I think. Not just in how it's dealt with, but also in how it's communicated. Wayne says it's called tea because years ago, labourers in the north would eat their main meal in the afternoon, dinner, and then have tea sandwiches in the evening. It's a northern thing. Accept it. There you go. Seth says South American kits are class. I am a little bit inspired by that. Jima says, Anthony Jarvis, let me educate you. Newcastle had the richest British man as owners and he failed ridiculously. I don't know what that's on about. Am I in favour of Poch then? No. Who do I want them to hire? Erik ten Hag. And if they're getting rid of him, De Zerbi. And if I could choose anyone, I'd probably go Nagelsmann, but I just don't think it's going to be Nagelsmann. So it's one of those, isn't it? Jordan says, I took over a high school boys team from my dad. Would love to collab and get some ideas on laying out training sessions and things that seem to work and not work. Come and join a membership with Paddock. You can join from £5 a month and chat to me in there, and then everyone else can sort of see it as well, but it's not public at least. But I'll chat to you in the memberships if you want about how we structure training and that. I think I've put together my most meticulous preseason training program to date so far. Pretty happy with it. Quite looking forward to kind of laying it out and getting stuck into it, really, if anything. I think it's going to be absolutely wicked. I'm just trying to get my notes up here about what it is. Where is it? So tomorrow, first session. This is going to be real boring for some people, but some people might really enjoy it. It is what it is. First session tomorrow is going to be defensive shape and organisation. We're kicking off with a little bit of what's going to be a catchphrase for us, which is earn the right to play. We're doing a little bit of team building because there'll be new players joining the team. And then a bit of a team meeting to discuss goals, expectations, and set out some rules. I'm banning phones from the dressing room. And we're going to be talking to them about some other stuff as well. So that's going to be the first 30 minutes team meeting. And then I'm going to explain what the session looks like. And I'm limiting first team training to 24. Precisely 24, not no more than 24, precisely 24. So we have under 16s, we have under 21s, and we have reserves. So I asked my players how many have I got coming. There's 19 according to the first team group chat. With those 19, I'll bring in 5 from either the 21s or the reserve team squad, and then I've got my 24. And what I need is 2 full 11s plus a couple of extra players that I can. What I like to do is take a player out of the team, talk to them about their position, their role, their blah blah blah, throw somebody else in while I'm doing that, and then get that player back into the team so the 11 sort of doesn't stop. Tomorrow what we're doing is like I said, defensive structure and responsibilities and organisation. So there are 5 parts to tomorrow's session. First part is pressing from the front, so that'll be like a 7v5 plus 1. Then it's going to be centre-back defending, so that'll be 4 versus 8 and a keeper. So that'll be quite interesting how that comes off. Then it'll be full-back defending, focus, so it'll be like a 6v6 sort of thing. And then there'll be some conditioning thrown into that with them, with it being pre-season. And then it'll be 2 periods of 11v11 where it'll be one team set up in the opposition half with the other team defending, 10 minutes of that with a little bit of conditions on it as well. So that's tomorrow's session. Next week the focus is build up play from the back. Following week it's midfield control and transitions. Really looking forward to that one. That's actually a session that I've kind of gone, I like the look of that. I'm trying to introduce a lot of movement off the ball and trying to really focus on sort of angles and communication and rotations and that sort of stuff. So I'm excited about that one. When we was on the beach last week, not the D-Day beach, we was in Devon. I was just sitting there on the beach, headphones on, some tunes, and just fucking waffling away in my notepad about what I want to do. After that, it's going to be attacking patterns and movement with some finishing, and then some set piece stuff, throw-ins, goal kicks, massively important. And then we'll go with counter pressing, counter attacking, game simulation, and that takes us through 8 weeks of pre-season. So I'm looking forward to getting all of that done. J5, he says, going to get my pre-order in, hopefully come down and watch my first Paddock game next season. Awesome. Who am I supporting at the Euros? I'm thinking Austria. What do you reckon? That's what I'm thinking. I might go with Austria. Is it because of Ralph Ragnick? Well, shit, it might be. It fucking might be. What brand of brew do I drink? I've got like the world supply of tactical tea. And they closed down at the back end of last year, so I've still just got fucking loads of that left. Brian says finishing drills have to be a priority based on last season. Fucking telling me. And yes, they will be. Am I going over for the Euros? Yeah, I'm there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then back. And then I'm back Sunday, Monday next week. Yep, it's one of those. Wayne says Portugal. Yeah, bang it in the chat. I mean, I am doing some Euros content this week, but throw me in the mixer. And let us know who you want to win. So put want to win Portugal, think will win France, whatever it is. But I'm thinking I'd like to support Germany with it being in Germany. And let's be honest, I fucking look German. I've already got some German kits. That would be ideal. And I'd probably get left alone just fucking cutting about a gaff wearing a Germany shirt, wouldn't I? Certainly not going to be wearing a fucking England shirt. Although I think I've got tickets for England's first game. But I feel like Austria. Ginge saying Domino's Pizza saying that City are expanding their stadiums like them using a bigger box and selling pizza the same size. Genius. Well played. Wayne says Yorkshire tea is the highest tier tea for me. Hendrik says Steve just voted. To be honest, they're all awesome except for the pink one. Tough decision, but green and gold for me. Well, Zach in the first team just took a picture of the green one and just put get me in that fucking kit. Paul says Portugal is my team. Wayne says want to win Portugal, think we'll win France. Phobo says want to win Portugal, think we'll win Portugal. Stick a tenner on them at 8-1. Anthony says genuinely shocked how impatient and immature some people are being all towards INEOS. 20 years of the Glazers, it takes time to fix. If they want it done in a month, what happened to our fan base? You're right, I totally agree. Want to win Scotland? I think we'll win France, says John. Burn My Eyes says Scotland's winning it. Everyone may as well give up now. Imagine they cause an upset. Opening night, Friday night against Germany. Oh. Mark says want Wreck-It Ralph, France to win. Akash says Albania are in this tournament as well. Crazy. James says England have no chance. Portugal win. England will get at least to the quarters. At least to the quarters. They might even hit a semi. I just don't see them winning it. I don't see them getting. I think Germany at home will be a different prospect to what we came up against in the Euros. They've still got a great team on paper, but I just feel like they'll get something done. France should be there or thereabouts. Portugal should be there or thereabouts. Spain have got a decent-ish squad. I think what England have got in them potentially, ironically after this last week, is goals. I think in Harry Kane they've got someone who can just score goals. Am I coming to Hamburg as well? I think we're based in Dusseldorf until the last week when we're in Berlin. Brad says, think Germany, but want Portugal to win. Netherlands will do well. Yeah, Netherlands have got a solid enough squad as well, actually, to be fair to them. Maybe lacking a bit of goals. Sav says, Group B will be interesting. Spain, Croatia, and Italy. Who am I backing? Out of that, I think Italy are getting overlooked a lot by people, to be honest. James says England equals Arsenal. Akash says I won't watch England if Manu doesn't play. Steven says, what's the update on Gav and Ronnie's injuries? Ronnie was meant to train tomorrow, but I don't think he is. Ryan is training tomorrow, but not training tomorrow. He's at training tomorrow. Ellis is back after his double. I mean, we've had some fucking rough injuries, man. 3 forwards, 1 midfielder there with one. Also, Richie, broke his ankle last season. He should be training. I don't think he's there tomorrow, though. Not everybody's back in training tomorrow. Not everyone's fully fit yet. But it'd be a good session either way. And I don't know if I touched on this last night. I think I did. So we trialled the under-16s and that on Saturday, and there was probably 6 or 7 players that really, really impressed me. Like, genuinely impressed me. Like, I was like, fucking hell, that's a high-level footballer. Just a child still, 15 years old. But I'm going to invite, or I have invited, 4 to first-team training tomorrow night. And I'll integrate them into the first team, and they'll get fucking shouted out like the rest of them do. But hopefully it gives them a little bit of a taste of hopefully what's to come if they stick around with the club. G-Dub says, wouldn't rule out Germany, especially at home. David says, Denmark winning it is my outside shout. Oosh. David says, you got enough books behind me. I got about 4 times the books in front of me. I like a book. James says, have I read Surprise Kill Vanish? Great book about special ops and CIA. That is Annie Jacobson. Is it Annie Jacobson? I feel like it's Annie Jacobson. I think all of her books actually are ridiculous. Let me have a quick gander though. I can't see it in here. Just having a wee gander. I listened to too many books. Yeah, Surprise Kill Vanish, Annie Jacobson. Yeah, she's absolutely ridiculous. Wayne says, wife and daughter have asked when and if women's paddock shirts will be available. Janine, are you watching? Do you have any idea on that? We'll post an update on that. I think it's doable, but I don't have the answer for you. It might take a couple of months. Alex says, Denmark, dark horse, want Portugal to win. France probably win. England go out in the second round. Yeah, Annie Jacobson, all of her books. First Platoon, which doesn't sound intriguing in the slightest, but until you actually get into it, it's absolutely incredible. Any realistic transfer rumours I've heard of yet? Not really. AJ Wright says, Steve, please give me your opinion on the McGregor-Chandler fight. Knowing you're a big MMA fan, just want to know your thoughts. I'm kind of over Conor McGregor. The hype was there a decade ago. You know, I don't think he's taking it anywhere serious. So I just think, in fact, I think Dana White has got fucking concussion or something recently because everything he's talking about with power slap fights, it feels to me like he's undoing all of the good work he did with MMA. Because all of the things that people labelled MMA, like human cockfighting and just fucking idiotic, it's almost like that's what he was attracted to about it. The fact that it was considered idiotic, even if it wasn't. I mean, MMA is a fucking noble sport. Power slap fighting is actually ridiculous. You know, and people are like, oh, that's what he said about MMA in the first place. Yeah, but there's defense in MMA. There's actual skill in MMA. What is there in power slap? How hard you can take a slap with your hands behind your back. You can go through an MMA career and not get punched and submit people and not throw a punch. In power slap, you're just fucking getting concussed. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I think Dana's heads fell off. And I think the UFC, since the WME and Zuffa sort of sale has just gone in a weird direction. All of the BMF belts, all of the champ, all of the call-out culture, they stopped doing what got them to the dance, which is what overtook boxing in the first place, which is you didn't have to push superstars. You know, the best fights were just there because you would just be beholden to the rankings. Go back to the rankings and MMA will fucking own everything. That's all you needed to do. Tom says, is Cantona the most disrespected French player of all time? Probably. Phobo says, someone's going to get seriously injured in that power slap. Yeah. Surely the bare knuckle fights is the most ridiculous version of MMA. I think power slap's even more so. But bare knuckle's bad because people cut up quick, don't they? Janine says they do women's shirts. Might need to create a new product for that, though. The scroll down options would be insane if we had them all together. Yep. What's my idea on Bob Lazar? Ooh, we said we weren't going to turn this into late night live like last night, did we? Right. I think... I don't know. I don't know on Bob Lazar. I don't know. What's the process for Paddock in player recruitment? We throw out the advert saying that we're doing a trial and then players come down. Typically not the most successful way. I mean, we get players into the club that way. They get into the 21s, they get into the reserve team. It is a rare beast for us to find a first team quality player through the trials. We usually get one a season through the trials out of 40, 50, 60, 70 players. Our best recruitment tool, because the players know a player, is players bringing a mate down. That's our best recruitment tool. Russian phone booth bare knuckle. Have you also seen jiu-jitsu in a car where they kind of like fucking tie each other up with a seatbelt? It's the most Russian shit ever, innit? Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Euros content, transfer content, who we should sign shortlists, all that sort of stuff coming out this week, including Euros ages. So check it out. But before I go, like I said, one last little shout out. That is the new Paddock kit. It is available for pre-order right now. If you want to get one now, then you can get one now, and they'll be available on pre-order for a week. And you'll get it before the end of July. Otherwise, you're rolling the dice with the sizes because, you know, we are an independent fan-owned football club. We don't have the financial muscle to be able to just stock loads in every size, and every shirt we've ever had has sold out. So you roll the dice. But cheers for tuning in as always. Go check the shirt out. Link for it is in the description. And I'll be back tomorrow with some Euro content ahead of getting over to Germany in the weekend. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.